So, our next guest is a man, he comes from Cornwall. He's been a basker for many years, and he's been touring, doing his stuff through Germany for quite a while, and he's been here before, and I loved his set, so I wanted him to come back. So put your hands together. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Alan Morehouse.
Thank you. It's more like my size, isn't it? Yes.
This one's for the guitar.
It's a lot of help, is Johnny, yes. I come from Cornwall, and I don't go back to Britain very often. There's one in every village, isn't there? I don't go back very often, and so I'm mystified by all sorts of things that I see when I go there. And I don't know, is anybody from Britain here? Because you know, Richard Branson runs the trains there now, doesn't he? Yeah. And I've just found out why they call them Virgin trains. It's because no one's ever had a good ride on one. But Britain these days, as I say, I've been away so long. You must remember, last time when I lived in Britain, Margaret Thatcher was Prime Minister, and Ronald Reagan was President, and Madonna was still a virgin. Now, that was some time ago, man, and I mean, when I go to Britain, and you have to expect changes, don't you? So I'm driving down from Manchester, where I've got a friend, and I go past Keele Services there, and nature calls, so I go into the gentlemen's toilets, and I see this vending machine there, and on the one side it's got condoms, and on the other side it's got aspirins. Anodine, not aspirin, anodine, tell a lie. Anodine, of course, those of you who don't know Britain, are headache tablets. And I was really mystified by this. Condoms, anodine, because I'm a man and headaches don't put me off sex. And I thought, why the hell do they sell them from the same automat? And I thought, I know what it is. And what the guys do in England, took me a while to work it out, but this is what they do. They go there, they buy a packet of condoms, and then they buy some aspirins, and they go home to their wives, and they say, I've got your headache pills, darling. And they say, but I haven't got a headache. Right, get ready to roger! By the way, for those of you who don't know Britain, that's what we call foreplay. But, no, it really mystifies me. You know, all these condoms, they're in all these strange sort of fruit flavours. It's no wonder kids mistaken for chewing gum, is it? And the fruit themselves is supposed to be erotic. I mean, you know, apples, yes, Eve held them in front of her. And bananas, I mean, but what are bananas supposed to do for me? I mean, for a woman, yeah, the length and the thickness and... But there is an anatomical challenge with the shape of the things, isn't there? And, no, it isn't. Oranges do it for me, you know, a nice juicy handful. Anyway, I was very glad that Brad was on before me, because I did a gig a few weeks ago, and the guy who was on before me... I thought you'd like that one. The guy was... It's all right, I enjoyed it too. But the guy who was on before me, he was so bad that the audience was still booing after my third song. No, it really was. It was awful. And but it's partly my fault, and that's because some of the songs I play, you see, they're so bad that not only should I not really sing them, but they should never really have been written in the first place. My little doggy doesn't wag his tail. My little doggy won't fetch the mail. My little doggy doesn't lift his head just because he's dead. Rover isn't up to his usual habits, over the fields and chasing rabbits. He's taken to lying still instead, just because he's dead. He won't jump up and lick my nose. He just lies still in an endless doze. He doesn't eat his food anymore. He just lies stinking on the kitchen floor. My little doggy won't chase his ball. He isn't any use at all. To watch him now, he looks ill-bred. I think I'll get another one instead. Actually, I like dogs. They're sympathetic creatures, aren't they? Much easier to get on with than your girlfriend, for instance. You know, I mean, you go home after 4 or 5 beers, well, perhaps more, but you go home after a few beers, you know, and your dog is pleased to see you, isn't he? You know, he's really happy about it. I mean, the dog doesn't even mind if you fart when you come in, does he? It's the quality of love you can get from a dog, and it's something else. I mean, they think that you're like, they think you're God without the ego problem, don't they? Dogs, they're just wonderful. It's no wonder people love them. And, I mean, when you're at home, you know, does your lover come up to you and press against you and smooch around you? I'm sure he does. But not when you're sitting on the toilet. Oh. It's no wonder cats are popular, is it? Eh? There's no doubt about it. Some pets are just plain freaking useless. Why do people keep goldfish? It's like a bad marriage, isn't it? With the advantage of an off switch. And people keep spiders, don't they? Why? Because they like cleaning cobwebs. No. But the worst pet there can possibly be, of course, is a parrot. Has anybody ever had a parrot? No. Because parrots, in common with teachers and policemen and children, they can remember every single word you've ever said. They can repeat it back to you verbatim and not understand one fucking word of it. I love animals. I love cats and dogs and even creep. Ooh. Let's try that again, take 2. I love animals. I love cats and dogs and even creepy crawly things that bite when you're asleep. And I like birdies. And how it makes me sicken when someone eats a chicken. I could weep. For I aspire to consciousness serene as the Orientals. I do my yoga every day. I eat brown rice and lentils. But if I've not achieved enlightened states like the ancients, it's largely due to a feathered fiend's full flaying at my patience. Excuse me if I quiver, excuse me if I stare, to contemplate that wretched bloody parrot over there. I like smoking. I like wacky backy, 'cause it makes me happy. Yes, it makes me very jolly. But I'm choking. I'm without my grass, thanks to the crass ignorance and greed of pretty Polly. For just as I was freaking out to grow a crop of weed, pretty Polly put her beak in and hit the bloody seed! There's times I want to hate her. There's times I think I'll kill her. I'm going to mutilate and stuff her ass with polyfiller! Excuse me if I quiver, but it puts me in a rage to contemplate that feathered freak there fluttering in its cage. When I've been courting, and I bring my loved one back to my house for a night of gentle passion, but unsportingly, pretty Polly kills it in her unremitting, below the belt hitting fashion. To my love I whisper, ich liebe dich, but as soon as Polly's seen us, she starts to squawk all 40 verses of the good ship Venus. It's no good trying to, it's no good understanding or trying to analyse her. I'm going to fucking marmalise her. I meditate for patience and I read the holy word, but one day before long I'm going to stuff that bloody bird. I love music. I love Dylan, the Pretenders, U2, the Chieftains, and of course the Rolling Stones. She'd make you sick, for she imitates the songs I hate, and on and on and on and on and on she drones. Some jerk left the radio on, and now that bird's a goner. For now my home reverberates to off-key parrot Madonna. I was a transcendental, meditating vegetarian. She's turned me to a parrot-hating, murdering barbarian. I really did love birdies, but I never thought I'd find I'd have to commit murder just to get some peace of mind. Thank you very much.